Hello everyone, welcome back to Remind, knowledge-sharing channel self-development through good books. This week, I want to share with you an incredibly valuable book. In 2006, the French literary world, which had been quiet for a long time, suddenly boiled over with the appearance of a book. In 2 years, it sold 2 million copies, stayed in the bestseller list for 30 consecutive weeks, was reprinted up to 50 times, and won 3 awards both domestically and internationally. This made an unknown author famous worldwide. The Parisian newspaper honored it as the national novel. And that book is The Elegance of the Hedgehog, written by the author Muriel Barbery. After it became popular, the author was very surprised that readers loved her book so much, because the story at first listen didn't seem elegant at all. The main character is Renée, a middle-aged woman of 54. She looks ugly with a slightly hunched back, always appearing fierce like the evil witch in fairy tales. She has no children beside her. Her daily life revolves around guarding the gate of a luxury residential area to make a living. There is another character, a 12-year-old girl named Paloma. This girl was born into a wealthy family, but always intends to end her life. One is of low status, the other is rich and noble. One is a hired gatekeeper, the other is a refined young lady. These two people seem to have no intersection, yet they actually have a tight connection. A story like this cannot be called entertaining, but it can express all the vague difficulties of modern people. Throughout this life, how should we live to be at ease and elegant? When facing loss, how can we be reborn in loneliness? Haruki Murakami once said that growing up is fighting, getting hurt, feeling lost, experiencing loss and loneliness, yet we still have to continue living. It seems we are living like hedgehogs, sticking out sharp spines only to protect our own soft, lonely hearts. And it seems that after walking half the journey of life, we will realize that true freedom in life is achieved only when we begin to know how to enjoy loneliness. Hello everyone. Welcome to Remind, the channel sharing knowledge for comprehensive self-development through great books. This week I send you a sharing titled, It Turns Out Every Lonely Person Has an Elegance Within, through the famous novel, The Elegance of the Hedgehog. Please listen together. Part 1. On the path of life, everyone is a lonely traveler. The character Renée has been a gatekeeper for 27 years at a luxury apartment complex. The people living there are all high-status, highly educated figures in society. The only thing creating discord in that luxurious space is the woman Renée, who doesn't seem elegant at all with her ugly appearance and a fate trampled by poverty. From a young age, she was always out of place among everything around her. When she was in school, she was shunned by classmates and looked down upon by teachers. When she grew up, she rashly married an older man and was hated by his entire family. She then followed her husband to become a gatekeeper and lived like a moose burrowing in a narrow room. Later, her husband fell seriously ill and died, leaving Renée alone to exist through the years in lonely darkness. Every day, she hunches over in front of the gate, watching people come and go with dazed eyes like an outdated, dusty decoration in the corner of a room. No one greets her. There are even people who have lived there for 10 years without knowing of her existence. And contrasting this poor fate is another quirky person in the residential area, the girl Paloma. Paloma has an enviable family. Her father is about to become a national deputy. Her mother is a PhD, her sister graduated from university with excellence. Yet the seemingly perfect life on the surface is full of holes. Paloma's mother always likes to quote famous sayings at dinner, even when she doesn't know their meaning. Her sister has an extremely arrogant personality and values herself highly. Her father is a rigid, emotionless, and very cowardly man. The girl herself is excessively intelligent, even considered a genius. At school, Paloma is seen as an alien, and few understand her unique philosophical reflections on life. In her dreams, Paloma always craves a playmate, but in reality it's not like that. Paloma is truly very lonely. Linguist Li Tian Lam once said, "On the path of life, everyone is a lonely traveler. Do you see? No matter who, if they are different from others, they may find it hard to be accepted in this world. But is it because we ourselves have a problem? It's just that others don't understand us. Who can walk in your shoes? Who can step on the path you're walking? Who can taste your joys and sorrows for you? In this world, it's really hard to have absolute empathy, because each person's fate is different. Their thinking and worldview are different. That's the distance between people. As the philosopher Kant said, each person is an island in the sea. If you want to develop yourself, you must face solitude. The more different you are, the fewer companions you have. The more unique you are, the easier it is to be abandoned. And you will eventually realize that the ancient saying is true. The law of the world is birth and death in loneliness. Where are the lifelong companions? Parents were once seen as omnipotent superheroes in our hearts, but now, without knowing when, their hair has started to gray. Every year we grow older is 1 year closer to the day we bid them farewell forever. Friends from the past could chat about anything, but now even texting feels like disturbing each other. The older we get, the clearer we feel that it's really not easy to find someone who can truly accompany us forever. And life is like a farewell rehearsal. We see others off, then others see us off. People around come and go, but perhaps very few truly care about you. The friend list on social media grows longer, but few speak truthful words to us. There are nights when we're seriously ill, curled up alone in bed. There are days of grievance at work, searching but finding noon to confide in. In countless moments of life, the feeling of intense loneliness surges in like a tide, seemingly able to swallow you whole. But you need to know that loneliness is originally a normal state of life. As Zhuangzi said, alone come, alone go, but living with oneself is the root of life. Bustle is others' festival, while loneliness is your own freedom. Part 2. Facing solitude, either bristle like a hedgehog or dance with it. Renée is short, fat, poorly educated, living reclusively with her cat. Every day she only does repetitive, boring tasks, guarding the gate, opening it, closing it, cleaning, and delivering mail. Occasionally she helps others sweep apartments or take out trash in the luxurious residential area. A person of low status cannot have an elegant life like the ladies. In outsiders' eyes, her life is utterly boring, all day turning on the TV to watch silly shows. But every time she closes the door, it's a completely different world. Renée takes a bar of dark chocolate, breaks off a piece, savors it in her mouth while drinking tea and reading books. Her narrow, poor room has only one door, but she doesn't use that room to sleep. She sleeps on a folding chair outside and uses the room as a library, filled with books inside. Even though Renée is poor, she still creates Asmore Library for herself. She's like a hedgehog hiding her true self, only letting others see what they want to see. Because people still think a gatekeeper should be like that. And by this way, when returning to being herself, she can be free, unconstrained, and avoid unnecessary troubles. She doesn't hesitate to disguise herself as stupid, indifferent, and never contacts anyone except for necessary work. Noon expects that behind the room always blaring TV noise is a vast quiet sky of books, where an elegant and grand soul can freely soar. Renée wanders in her own small world, enjoying solitary freedom and contentment, but unfortunately not everyone can live reclusively like her. Like the character Paloma, the girl sees loneliness as the greatest enemy and decides to fight it. She tries to talk philosophy with her sister, but is mocked for having a problematic mind. She wants to integrate with the family, but feels extremely disgusted when family members start boasting to each other. She goes shopping with her mother, sees a crowd of ladies lining up for discounted brand items, feels they are truly stupid and superficial. She has tried to befriend classmates, but in the end, no one becomes close to her. Paloma, unaccepted, ultimately turns herself into an enemy of solitude. Inside this young girl, there is actually a sensitivity and perceptiveness about the world, but still with the frankness and mischief of Echild. She has early seen clearly the nature of upper-class life and her own destiny. I have long seen that the rest of my life will be trapped in a fish tank, while adults are like flies on the glass, banging back and forth. She feels that behind the elegant luxury of wealthy life, it is actually too absurd. Paloma despairs of life and so decides to plan suicide and burn her parents' apartment on her 13th birthday. Renée and Paloma, two people equally lonely, equally lost in the crowd but going completely different paths. One uses loneliness to heal herself, the other is led by loneliness to extremism. As Li Cha said, those who can endure solitude are either saints or beasts. Facing solitude, some people place all meaning of life on others. Once the outside world doesn't meet their expectations, they suffer. Some find ways to be content with circumstances. Even when no one cares, they can still live a wonderful life alone. Fighting against loneliness, fearing it, trying to seek acceptance from outside only leads to driving only self mad in despair. Conversely, only living like a ray of light in one's own cave can illuminate one's dark fate. Only by integrating loneliness into life can loneliness be forged into armor against life's storms. Part 3. Those who can dance with loneliness all carry elegance within. One day, a new resident moves into the apartment complex and lives right next to Paloma's house. Mr. Kakuro, cultured Japanese man about 60 years old, Kakuro meets Renée for the first time, and is extremely surprised when she casually says a line from a classic book. The unfortunate are unhappy in their own way. He didn't expect that an older, ugly woman could quote from classics so easily. So with curiosity, he begins to approach Renée. He invites her to dinner, concerts, art exhibitions, and Renée, admiring his polite manner that respects others regardless of their circumstances, no longer refuses as before. Listening to Renée evaluate paintings and music, explain her understanding of literature and art, and seeing her leisurely sipping afternoon tea, Kakuro can't help exclaiming in admiration, "You are truly elegant like a queen, like discovering a treasure." Kakuro enthusiastically encourages Paloma to befriend Renée. And by chance in Renée's room, Paloma sees a psychology book on her table. The girl is immediately attracted to her very special way of living. After a few conversations, the girl admires Renée so much that she abandons her previous destructive plans. The truth proves that Renée is not a crude old woman in everyone's eyes, but a kind person with wonderful thoughts and intelligence. She dislikes noise but lives truly elegantly in her own world, in a quiet, gentle corner, able to find ways to dispel all anxieties and fears, achieving self-reconciliation and peace in the heart. Renée, seemingly abandoned by loneliness in the crowd, has learned to dance with loneliness, and that dance makes her most graceful. She is like the desert flower described in the poem. The lonely person doesn't bother to reveal breath before a passing wind, because she can bloom just to amaze herself. As Schopenhauer said, man can only fulfill himself when alone. Loneliness surges in like a tide, but it's also when the hustle and bustle of the outside world recedes like the tide. At that time we can see our true selves on the calm sea surface and live the life we desire with confidence. Reconciling with loneliness in silence helps us give birth to great wisdom. Each of us can create beautiful chapters of life. Even without hearing anyone sing, we can proudly dance alone with loneliness. Those who can befriend their inner loneliness always have an elegance, calm, relaxed, at ease, free. In the final part of the novel, on a very ordinary morning, Renée dies under a truck wheel while saving a homeless man. Her death doesn't even have a proper funeral. She hastily leaves everything. But her death makes Paloma begin to realize that the so-called suicide plan is just an extreme resistance to loneliness. The girl completely changes her thoughts on the meaning of life and decides to face a new life. Renée ends her wonderful life in this way, leaving her elegant aftertaste in the chaotic world, enduring forever in the book. The author writes that we are all lonely hedgehogs. Only those with the same frequency can seethe nameless elegance in each other's hearts. Whenever loneliness arrives, we may panic, confuse, bristle our spines, and pretend to be fierce. But once we accept the truth that humans are lonely entities and live as ourselves in the universe, you will find your own freedom, turning loneliness into self-salvation. Life is always a solitary journey. Before loneliness is confusion, after loneliness is growth. Sometimes you may still be confused. How to escape loneliness? How to be reborn in loneliness? Then the pages in this novel can give you the answer. Treat loneliness as a gift from God. Even in the vortex of loneliness, we can still crown ourselves with it. Let the sky blow wind and rain, and I can leisurely stroll alone on this life's journey. We come and go, only ourselves. No one will be with us forever. A human life is like spring, summer, autumn, winter. Why grieve when someone leaves? Instead of passively accepting loneliness, it's better to actively embrace and adorn it, making it shine like a gem of life. I hope both you and I can dance, drink tea, and read books with loneliness, building a shelter in our hearts. Even when there's nowhere left to go outside, we can still return to our own rich world. Thank you for listening. If you find this video useful, please share it with those who need it. Give me a like, hit the subscribe bell, turn on notifications to catch my newest videos every week. Once again, thank you and see you in the next videos.